And this goes way back, probably about 40 years ago, you know. Just up the river here, you have the Sturgeon Falls, they call it. Or there's a dam over there, and there's a bunch of rapids there. And like I said, this story goes way back. Hearing my mom talking about it, my dad talking about it, my grandma. And I guess my dad was over there one day and just sitting around, waiting for the sturgeon to come. And one day, I don't know who he was with over there, but he was over there, just waiting for the sturgeon. And he seen the sturgeon. I don't know how big it was, but according to him, it was like a fair size, like a real, I don't know, probably about 10 feet, maybe. I know it was a huge one. And yeah, that's what I heard. I guess when he was sitting along the shore there, he seen something that I didn't really recognize what it was at first. He never thought it was a sturgeon, but once he had a closer and better look, now it was a sturgeon right there, great big one. Like I said, I don't know how big it was. And so he had like a big pole he had made for to get the sturgeon, like kind of like a harpoon he made. And he saw it like in the middle. The current was pretty strong in the middle, so he couldn't get at it, and so he just waited and waited for the sturgeon to come closer and closer, and finally got enough. It finally got close enough to actually just threw the spear at it and got it. And the size of the sturgeon was so big, he didn't want to try and pull it out like that because it would have just pulled him in there. So he just let the spear go, but he had attached a Javix jug at the end of it. And after he threw it, got the sturgeon, he knew he got it and let it go. And he just looked at the Javix jug. It was just floating like this. The sturgeon didn't bring it underwater because it had air in it. And he just kept an eye on it, and eventually it went down the river. I don't know how far down the river it went, then finally settled somewhere along the side. And went over there, and there was this great big sturgeon. He said, I don't know how big it was. It was pretty huge. He couldn't even put it in a boat. That's how big it was. And he traveled all the way, like it's probably about from here half an hour, and just had it on the side of the boat, and pulled it all the way down. And the boat is like a 16-foot regular boat, aluminum boat. And I'm sure there's bigger sturgeon around the area, but that was one of them that was caught. And I was pretty amazed when I heard that story.